Hey tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing, and today we are going to talk about getting cozy. I got some nice warm elderberry tea and just waiting for everybody to come in. Rachel was here before we even started, and she says that I have my candles and incense going, a mug of chai, and some homemade apple cinnamon oatmeal. I'm a little jelly. Mm. And she's all ready and waiting to go live today. So, like I said, I have elderberry tea that I make from some of my elderberry concentrate um, and honey mixed together with hot water. It works really, really well. And funny story about my hat today. I knew I was going to do a video about about being cozy and getting everything ready for Yule and winter solstice and how to keep that warmth and that sunshine in our house through the darkest days of winter that are coming up. But as I was leaving the house, I had my hair in a bun, and so I put on my bun hat made by one of our wonderful tribe members and a bestie, Chrissy. Really, really love my hat. So I put on my bun hat so I didn't mess up my hair. And then I got here and I went, yep, you can't take that off because then your hair will be messed up and you have no hairbrush. So we are going to wear the cozy hat because it's very, very cozy. I absolutely love it. You can wear it with a big ponytail or your bun out through the top. So it's awesome. If you really, really want one, I'm sure you can bug her in the Transformational Healing Tribe group. Just try to tag Chris, Kris, and see what pops up. So, other than that, what are you guys up to today? I see there's at least one other person besides Rachel here. There's a couple people I know that are driving and watching in the car, so they might not be able to comment, but they said they were going to check in. But if you are here and watching, definitely check in the chat. There should be a tab to open up the live chat. If you're on a laptop and on the cell phone, you can also open up the live chat that way. It should be below the picture. So I know that one of the things that gets me more in the mood for the holidays or ready for Yule and ready to make it through all the winter as it's getting darker and darker. I mean, it's 2:00 here and it's rainy and miserable, and I actually turned the light on in this room to get any brightness here, and I'm on the other side of the room because of that exact reason. This is not the side of the room I normally record in because it's so dark over near the windows. It's kind of crazy. I like to use scent, aromatherapy, to fill the house with warmth. We do that all the time when you think about baking cookies. So if you bake cookies or bake bread, it just fills the warmth. You make stew or soups and different things like that, and it fills the house with those cozy vibes. Now, what is cozy to one person is not necessarily cozy to another. So always take that into consideration when you're thinking about what you're going to use to make your house cozy. We all have our own traditions and our own things that we've been brought up with of what makes things feel good. And to me, cozy is a little bit of nostalgia, comfortable, warming, soothing. It makes me want to be in that space versus, anxious to get out of the space or anxious to go somewhere else. It's a space that you want to be in, that you just want to just like curl up and be all cozy. So, that's where that comes from. Oh, I forgot to turn off that sound again. Sorry, guys. All right. So when you use scent, it brings out emotions. So that mental, physical, emotional and spiritual connection is connected by our senses. So when we see things, hang on. Remember, I'm still getting over that cold, hence the elderberry tea. That cold that's going around is quite a doozy. It lasts a really long time. And it is tested negative, so it's not the nasty thing. I think that it's a version of the RSV that's going around that's with everybody. So when you use all your senses to help you balance, so when you see things around you that make you happy or make you feel cozy, so is that bringing greenery and pine cones and things in the winter and a tree perhaps, or a Yule log, or seeing a fireplace lit? Those things that you see make you feel cozy. When a room has blankets and pillows and things versus being a sterile waiting room, that feels more cozy. Um, so, what you see and what you can smell is absolutely. So, baking bread, cookies, putting on a simmer pot. Simmer pots are amazing for this time of year because they can have a little bit of a dual purpose. A simmer pot can put scents into the air like cloves, anise, cinnamon sticks, orange peel, um, what else? Cranberries, all sorts of different things that you could put into a simmer pot, which is putting a lot of herbs or fresh or spices, herbs and spices, fresh or ground, chopped up or dried, into a pot and letting it simmer on the stove, or putting it on your wood stove and letting it simmer. You just have to be really careful that you don't let it run out of water. You just keep it nice and low after you get it to a boil. Keep it really nice and low, and it'll just keep putting those scents, those wonderful scents, out into the house. Well, if you use some herbs that are great for respiratory things, in there, you're putting those herbs out into the air as well. Doing things like eucalyptus and some of the other um, sinus opening herbs can help. It's kind of like doing a steam, but you don't want to put your head over a simmer pot when it is simmering. Huge no, steaming over the fire, um, not safe. So, and it's putting humidity in the air, moistness in the air, which also helps you to breathe better. So you can have a lot of dual purpose stuff going on. And here comes that train that I promise you comes every live. If you guys are on live stream with me, this is when I take a drink. Rachel says that it's also dark and gray at her house today, and she's glad that she put in full spectrum bulbs for days like this, and that was on my list of things. So awesome, Rachel. um, Getting full spectrum bulbs for your house, and I have no affiliate, no anything, but for people that have problems with doldrums and sad during the winter months, those full spectrum bulbs to give you a little bit of that boost, and also liquid vitamin D drops to give you the internal boost of not having the sun, are probably a really good idea. Remember that I'm not a doctor or anything like that. I am a practicing herbalist, but we never prescribe and treat things. We just recommend things that we take ourselves. And I know that I am super low on vitamin D, especially in the wintertime, so I take vitamin D liquid drops every day. Um, Rachel said that they also started decorating the last few days, pulling in my snowy fake pine garlands and soft throw blankets, and the cats are in kitty heaven because all the soft blankets are floating around. That is so true. Her cats and her tree is what I'm looking forward to hearing tales about. And Nicole is here. Nicole says that we have also been decorating here, both inside and out, trying to also declutter, which helps me energetically, and organizing my spiritual cabinet now too. Absolutely. If your energy and your physical stuff around you is cluttered and makes you not feel good, then spiritually you are going to feel cluttered and not feel good. Mentally, emotionally, you're going to have the same thing. So, I'm not saying you need to have a spotless house, that is not what I'm saying. But if you have sanctuary spaces that are places that feel good to you, that feel cozy to you, that they are usually clean and uncluttered, because that's where you feel like your life is in order, because everything around you is in order for you. Whatever that means for you, that's what you need to surround yourself with. So, and then filling it with scents. So, are you going to bake some bread, make some stuff, put essential oils in your diffuser? My In the Woods blend is like pine and cedar, and with Scotch pine, cedar. Mm-hmm. There's one more. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's an amazing blend. It smells like you're walking in the forest. Or do you need liquid sunshine? So, I'm mentioning products because it's things that I make, but you can make things that are similar yourself. There's so many different ways to do stuff. I do have a lot of the base essential oils in the shop too, but you can boil things on the stove that you can get from the grocery store. So this is not about, sales this weekend. It's about helping you to make sure that you're ready. So essential oils go a long way, and that's one of the reasons why I like to use them, because you put a few drops in the diffuser and it goes for hours. So it's kind of like the simmer pot, but if you can't be boiling a pot on the stove. Things like lemon, citrus, mandarin, orange, grapefruit, all of those things all invoke this feeling of joy into you. So it's in summertime. It also feels like summertime. So surrounding yourself with those types of things can also really, really help. And that's one of the reasons why I make the liquid sunshine, is to, fill your house with joy after you've cleansed and cleared it from negative energy. But it's also about bringing in that in the wintertime, into the bringing in the sunshine too. So Rachel says, oh no, there's no tree here. See, she knows better with two cats. The pine garland gets hung over the balcony door, and the ornaments get hung from that way up high so the cats can't get it. That's really funny. Rachel is saying, good idea, Nicole. Straightening our spiritual cabinet is definitely overdue. Yeah, I end up usually doing that every time I switch over the altars. And typically I would have done that probably yesterday, but I've been trying to get lots of things up on the website instead. So I haven't switched them over yet. So it'll probably happen on Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably manage to get the altars switched over. And every time we do that, we clean up all the stuff in the storage cabinet. I have been regularly cleaning downstairs because I have so many amazing products, new things that I've been working on for you guys, that it's crazy. So trying to keep them all organized and get ready for the big crystal show and pop-up shop that's happening here at Star and Splendor next weekend as well. So lots and lots of things going on. Tea can really help you feel cozy. Candles, and they don't even have to be real candles. Even the little electric battery candles that they have now, they're getting really good. So, I mean, you don't have the smell of the candle, but add a little bit of essential oil to the space in the room, and you have the essence of a candle or the essence of a fireplace. all that stuff about bringing nature inside. Definitely, that's bringing in the trees or the boughs and the garland and that sort of thing. All of those things really, really help to make your house feel cozy through the winter. So, having plenty of good books around for physical things, um, doing things for when you take nice, warm, hot showers, doing some aromatherapy stuff in there, like a couple drops of eucalyptus oil or peppermint or rosemary, like stuff that's in my Breathe Free blend for essential oils. That will really, really help. So will a lot of the colognes. There's orange blossom cologne, or the roses, depends on what makes you feel more warm inside, or Florida water. Those spiritual waters can help really warm up the house as well. Got more chit chats over here. Rachel says, I'm waiting on redoing my altar until the mistletoe and the other things that I just ordered from Transformational Healing arrive. Aha! Well, they will be shipping on Tuesday. And that's probably, I need to make myself one of those as well. So, Rachel has requested for me to give her mistletoe, but only in a little vial so that the cats can't eat it. So we're going to lock it up in a little vial for her. Very excited. Hiding it from the kitty cats. So what else do you guys need for feeling cozy and getting ready for Yule and getting ready for those longest days? For me, it's all about, making sure that the family feels good in the space. Making sure I keep that space cleansed and cleared. So like Nicole said, like physically cleaning a space, I think that's, really important. If you're the type of person that doesn't keep your space spiritually or energetically clear because you have really good wards up around the house, or you're a newbie, and you're like, what are you talking about? Making sure that you do things to cleanse and clear your space, and then fill it up with all of these warm things that we're talking about is probably a really great idea. And there's a whole bunch of videos about that on the channel, and I can make sure that I add that link to the video description after the live is over. I did put up a link in the description down below for the Sabbats or Wheel of the Year playlist, because winter solstice or Yule is just one of the 8 Sabbats. And I do videos for all the different Sabbat holidays on the Wheel of the Year, or the Sabbats. And I have several videos on each one. And there's probably 2 or 3 other Yule videos up there that can really help to get you in the mood for that. And on Tuesday, I'll be putting up the herbs and oils for Yule video. So that will help you for things that are more specific to just Yule. But there are so many things that you can do to fill your house with sunshine. Lots and lots of things. Even just simmering some orange peels on the stove is a simmer pot. A simmer pot doesn't have to look perfect like all the TikToks and the IG videos and stuff like that. Put stuff in a pot and turn it on and simmer it. Apple peels, orange peels, it'll work. Trust me. It doesn't have to look aesthetically pleasing in order to fill the air with water and wonderful aromas and scents that will make you happy. So, Rachel says, my cold weather must-haves are soft blankets, mine too, warming candlelight in the evenings, and decorative reminders of the green and growing things. Well, that was one of the other reasons that I came over here, because plants, wonderful plants inside can also help your space to feel cozy. Remember I said bringing nature inside? That doesn't necessarily always just have to mean pine boughs just because it's winter. So having some nice plants inside, or even picking up some flowers at the store, that sort of thing, can also help with that. Good memories, things that bring back good memories, can help you feel cozy as well. But so, what other types of witchy things do we do? We do incense. So, incense blends like the Yule incense blend. That would include things like actually St. John's wort that you picked in the middle of summer, and yarrow that you picked in the middle of summer at summer solstice to bring that energy into the house. Um, and people use other bright yellow flowers also to add to that. But then you get your traditional things like oak bark and mistletoe, just a little bit of mistletoe, um, and cinnamon and cloves and anise. See, a lot of those things you're going to put in the simmer pot. You can use for offering herbs. You can use for burning as incense on a charcoal, anointing your candles with the oils mixed with like sweet almond oil or olive oil. You have to use a cut oil when you use essential oils. So using like the Yule anointing oil to anoint the candle and then rubbing it in the herbs. You have special candles that are set up for Yule. Just making things feel perfect for you. That's the important part. So, lots of greens and reds and those sorts of things are typical for us during Christmas time, but make sure that you have enough light. So even if it's candlelight, like Rachel is saying, or the fake candles, something about that warmth of light or warmth of fire, I think sparks something in us. And I also have the tradition of staying up the whole entire night on the shortest night. So to make sure that I see the sun come back, it's just something that I do every year. So I will definitely be up and doing ritual at that time. And getting ready for that is just, for me, part of traditions, and everyone's traditions are different. So Rachel is saying, we inherited my hubby's grandmother's ceramic Christmas tree. Oh, the one with the little tiny bulbs. My grandma had one of those. And that's an essential part of our Yule decorations. Reminders of our ancestors help us to feel less lonely in the winter too. Absolutely. See, we have our ancestor altar up all year long. So that is a part of my daily practice. And sometimes I forget to mention that. So for Christmas time, we add little extra things to the ancestor altar. We give them extra little goodies. They always get coffee and tea, but sometimes, closer to all the different holidays and things, or someone's birthday, or something that just sparks that, I want a little extra love, they get extra goodies. So, but yeah, anything from your childhood that brings back good memories is perfect to make your house cozy. It doesn't matter what path it is, or if that's your path anymore. It's your childhood, and how you celebrate what you want to celebrate is your path. It doesn't have to be just one path or just one way. So, Nicole says, I have some dried rose petals. Could I soak them in almond oil for spiritual use? And how long would you recommend to soak? I would make sure that they're going to be whatever bottle you put them in. So if you want the petals to stay full petals, you're going to pack the jar with them, or a vial, depending on how much you have. If you don't mind, you could pop them into the coffee grinder and make them into dust, and you'll get a lot more of the essence of rose out of them into the oil. But you can also just leave them in their whole. It just depends on the aesthetic that you're looking for. But pack the thing full top with oil, but whatever container you use, make sure that there's only a little bit of air room at the top, not a lot, and that the oil completely covers by like this much all of the roses. When you have, you're gonna let them sit, and every day, every couple of days, you're gonna toss and twist. So say if this is, I have my other tea. I brought that breathe free tea with me. There it is. Wait, breathe free tea. So say if this was the container I was going to use, I want the roses to come to about half and the oil to come at least a little bit over, so that I could stir it up every little bit. And how I make the oils from all the herbs that I put in the salves is very similar to that. And you keep it in a dark, cool place. Make sure that you shake it, and at least 2 weeks. Usually more like a month is a little bit better to get essence out of it. Hopefully that helped, Nicole. Dun, 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 dun. And Nicole says that she has one of those too, although my boyfriend found it more recently and we both grew up with it. That's awesome. Nicole has one of those trees too. They're so cool. Rachel's saying, I remember my grandmother having it as well. I'm pretty sure that they started selling them again. They absolutely did. You see, there was this huge craze. A lot of, I never ever really talk about it, but one of my other shops is called D&T Barn Finds on Etsy, and we love to go to estate sales. And part of going to estate sales and being able to support our habit of filling our home with cool things is that we decided to open an Etsy shop selling things that we thought were awesome and cool. And people had been asking for those trees. They were like 2 or 3 years ago, well, maybe 4 years ago now. They were so crazy. People trying to get the real trees, that they put out some of a newer version of that. Like they started making new ones. And they were really, really hot for a while. But people want the old ones because the new ones are not as good. So keep track of that old one. Keep for a long time. Nicole saying, thank you. I'm glad that you understand that helps. Rachel's asking, what spiritual use would rose oil be for? That sounds really nice. So I'm not sure what Nicole wants to use it for, but when you think about roses, you think about love, self-love, compassion, heart work. You could use rose oil and rose petals mixed together to make a really good clay, and actually make little rose beads and make rosary beads or prayer beads out of rose petals and rose oil. You could use it for anointing anything that you are using for drawing in sweetness, drawing in love, sending out love, sending out compassion. So would be a good, anointing oil, or a little drop in a bath here and there. And when you make extracts from rose petals like that, it's not about the scent. Usually you end up dropping a little bit of essential oil in it too at the end. It's about the intention of those flowers, those specific flowers that you dried. If they meant something to you, that's what that oil is going to bring. So if you collected roses from a certain person that gave them to you for a year and then created an oil from that, you could use that to help the two of you when you're having communication issues and things like that, or make a special oil for you guys, or that you wear for him that has that in there, or her, that sort of thing. Just, depends on why you're collecting the flowers and what you're intending to do with them. Nicole said, yes, I was thinking for self-love and self-acceptance, Anointing or spell work, intention, agree, not sent. Yep. So it's all about the intention of what you're putting in there. But it really does work really well for collecting that sort of energy. Rachel's saying, oh my goodness, that's awesome. I have roses from my father's funeral that I could do that with. Yes, and then you can anoint the candles that you light for him on your ancestor altar. That's what I meant about intention. That would be really cool. So it's not about, like when I'm saying that, for that you're going to use those flowers with a loved one. I'm not saying any type of like binding spells or anything like that. I mean, people do them. Do as thou wilt, but my suggestion is harm none, which includes impending other people's will. I meant that you would use the oil together, knowing that that's why you were using the oil, because you created it together from flowers that you were given to each other. But for your dad, you're doing that as an honor, as an I love you thing, if you anoint his candle with oil from the flowers that were from his funeral. So that's really kind of cool. And Rachel's saying, thank you very much. You're very, very welcome. Yeah, it's an awesome thing, Nicole. Very cool thing. What else do you guys have? What other types of questions do you have about anything? Doesn't have to be about being cozy or anyone else that's around. I see some more people popping in and out. So I'll take a sip and see if anyone else wants to comment. My tea's not quite as warm anymore. It was too hot when I first started, and now it's cold already. I need to get a koozie. So if you missed the beginning, this awesome hat of mine is made by the amazing Chris or Chrissy, one of our tribe members in the group. And I know that she doesn't like to sell them. She makes them for friends, but you might be able to con her into making you a cool bun hat if you find her in the Transformational Healing Tribe Facebook group. So you finished your chai. Rachel finished her chai. Well, I'm the one doing all the out loud talking. You just have to type. That's why you finished your chai. I would have finished my tea already too if I wasn't talking so much. So, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess we could do a couple quick announcements. What I call Spiritual Supply Sunday sale, because there's no name for the Sunday sale of Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. There's no name for Sunday, so I made it Spiritual Supply Sunday. And so that's still going on. There's 20% off in the shop, both the Etsy shops and on the website, until tomorrow, Monday, Cyber Monday at 11:59 p.m. Now, if you are on the email list, you have been getting emails that have bonus coupons in them. And just for those people that are not on the email list yet and you see what you've missed out on, Friday, well, it started Thursday for them actually. Thursday evening all the way through Friday was a bonus 25% on top of the 20% off for them. And then yesterday they got 20% and today is 15%. So the only way to get those double dipping coupons is to join the email list. And then if you want today's coupon, today being Sunday, you have to send me a message. Send me an email, reply to the email you get when you join. Send me a Facebook message, give me the code, let me know that you've joined, and I'll give you the code that works for the double dip for the day. So you can also get one for tomorrow. On Monday, there'll be a double dip as well, because I like to spoil my email tribe. I like to spoil all of my tribe, but I like to spoil my email tribe the best. So things have been going super, super fast. I didn't bring anything in here to show you guys for the sale because I just wanted to talk about making it through the winter and doing things to keep yourself happy and keep yourself going. We have a healing circle here for healers at Star and Splendor. That happens once a month on Wednesdays. That happens to be this coming Wednesday. This Friday at Star and Splendor, we are having a special event called a Sip and Shop. So for $10 in advance or $15 at the door, starandsplendor.com is selling the tickets. You get entrance into the store. You get a tote bag from Star and Splendor, a raffle ticket for one of 3 prizes, 20% off anything that's in the store, and all of the pop-up shops. So Crystal Cave Rocks or Crystal Cave and my shop, Transformational Healing, will have huge pop-up shops in the classroom. And you get 20% off of all of our stuff, 20% off the store, and champagne, and a chance to win raffle prizes. The more you purchase, the more raffle tickets you get to go into the raffle. And the raffle prizes are going to be a big crystal. Star and Splendor is doing something, and I haven't decided what my raffle prize is going to be yet. So we shall see. But I will have all kinds of products here, gift things for that. And then I have more classes going on the week after that. So keep in touch, join the email list to find out what other classes are going on. And let's see, other people are chit-chatting over here. Rachel is saying, we are so excited to get our house blessing ball in. We're going to paint the year and bless this family on it with gold glitter. Oh, that'll be awesome. So yeah, I made house blessing and protection balls that are not just ornaments for Christmas, but can be hung up next to the door to be used year long. Those are up on the website. They sold out. I listed 4 large and 10 small, and they sold in less than 24 hours. So I just relisted another 3 large and 6 small the other day. As of when I started this, I just listed them last night. So they were still there when I started this. So they are there. Is there a way to include distant people in the healing circle? If people put in a request that they want some healing energy sent to someone to me, I can set up a little bit of an altar space and tell everyone. So when we're starting our grounding and centering meditation to prepare the space together to all work on each other, because it's more like a Reiki share. It's healing for healers. We can set up an altar space that I can put something on so that as people are working, you can kind of tap into that energy, and they'll all tap into that energy to kind of send healing energy back and forth. So let me know, Rachel. We'll try to hook something up. Nicole says, I did buy an almond oil roller. I'm thinking about connecting with Freya, but I was wondering what other spiritual uses you recommend. Apologize if you already have a video about this. Did you mean almond oil or amber oil, Nicole? Yep, amber. See, you're answering my question before I am. Like amber. Freya's amber. Wondering about other sources. That amber rollerball is definitely about for Freya, or the straight amber resin that you can get in the little tub. Working with Freya just requires working with her. She likes honey, she likes gold, and loves amber. So amber necklaces. This is actually Freya. I don't know if you guys knew that. So What other spiritual uses you recommend? So, other spiritual uses for amber, that's in the rollerball. It helps to, amber is a motherly like type feeling as well. So if you need some, so it's kind of weird because amber is an aphrodisiac. It makes you feel warm and good, that sort of thing. But it also has like this like a soothing energy to it as well. So it depends on what type, how the amber reacts to you and what that makes you feel like. I would go with that. And see, but I'm not quite understanding. So are you saying besides Freya, what can you use the amber oil for? I think I answered that. And I do not yet have a video on Freya or working with Freya. I try not to do videos on my personal private practice a lot. So I guess that's probably why I kind of skipped out on it. That's really funny. I did answer. Okay, awesome. So being public on YouTube, I like to talk about, some of the general things that we do, and what I do in my daily life, what I do for my daily rituals, suggestions that I know that other people have. But when it comes to very specific parts of my practice, that I like to kind of keep to myself. So the work that I do with Freya is something that I don't talk about very often. But I'm glad that I answered your question and go from there. All right. So, anything else that you guys want for today? I think that was all the quick announcements. So get on that email list. Everything can be found at transformationalhealingbydawna.com. I will type that in. Transformation. I hope I could type today. Healingbydawna.com. So that is the main website, and you can find a place to join the email tribe. There's all kinds of free resources to download on the resources page, and there's, of course, the shop. There's all kinds of information in the blogs as well. So there's blogs on Yule and herbs and oil for Yule. There'll be a video on herbs and oils for Yule coming up this Tuesday. And then there's that playlist for all of the Sabbats. And it definitely has some Yule coziness stuff going on in it. So if you are going to watch this on the replay, or I guess I should have said this a lot earlier for the people who didn't watch the whole thing, watch this on the replay, leave comments down below because I will answer them. I may end up actually even making whole videos. You don't have, the questions that you put on any of the lives do not necessarily have to relate to the live topic that we're doing, because I may end up making a whole nother video as well as answering your question. So yeah, that's what the lives are for, is to actually interact with me and to learn about the stuff in the store and classes that are coming up and all kinds of stuff. There are some online classes that are available too in the shop. I'm good for today, says Rachel, and thank you for so much for setting this time aside for us. I really appreciate the time to reconnect with you and myself. And I think that that's vital. So I know I was actually really sad to miss last week. This cold, I wouldn't have been able to talk at all. You've heard the couple of times when I got just slightly a little bit, scratchy here. No, I felt horrible last Sunday. So yeah, keep your immune boosting herbs, whatever you do to boost your immune system, keep it going. And that I have videos on and a blog on that tells you everything that I normally do. And it was a little too close to Black Friday, and I skipped my medicine for, like I say medicine, but I skipped my herbal tinctures and my supplements for a couple days too many, like almost a week, because I was just going like crazy and forgot to take my meds, and I fell off my supplement routine, and then I got a cold that's going around. So, but I'm back on it now, and it's getting better. And so it's the things we learned. I needed to slow down, obviously. So I did. I had like 4 days of not doing much work and getting lots of sleep and watching some awesome YouTube videos and being cozy, and then doing little bits of work in between, just like an hour or two a day. So Nicole says, thank you as always. You guys are so very welcome. So if you have topics and ideas and things that you want to chat about for our Sunday hangout, I'm trying to make them a little bit more cozy. I know I'm just hanging in the white room here, but we shall, it's going to be more about tea and hanging out and catching up and making sure that everyone feels like they're in a good space. So set aside some time to join us. And like Rachel has turned it into part of her weekly ritual, she lights candles and incense and cleanses and clears the space. And I did cleanse and clear the space, and the sage that smells so good. But I did not light a candle because it would be over here where I wasn't paying attention to it when I'm trying to like reach my tea and not getting it. So I didn't light the candle. But yeah, set aside some time for yourself. And if this is part of your self-care, I am honored that this is part of your self-care and that you choose to spend that self-care time with me. Many blessings, tribe. And we'll see you real soon. Go check out other videos on the channel, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that yet.